Hello and welcome back to Fight for Blight. I believe this is session 42 to the north. Last week we had the week off, and after like a little bit of a conversation with some things in the works, we found it better to potentially just do this every other week. So, unless something else changes, uh, schedule-wise, just try to keep it posted. But nonetheless, we're here tonight for our session. Before we go and get into tonight's game, we'll do as we normally do: go around the table, see how everyone's couple weeks were. Just Stalin, how was your couple weeks?
Didn't get into too much, but went to a birthday. It was an adult birthday, so I got to try some homemade moonshine. That was nice. And that same weekend, I went to a church with my family for Easter, which is a rare event for me going to church. So that was also nice. Last weekend, not too much. Work is insane as always.
Yeah, I feel that with the summer coming up, everything's about to get like a lot busier after like a slight lull. But it'd be kind of nice because work's been kind of boring. Crix, how was your couple weeks?
They were pretty good. I spent Easter over at my sister's with my nephews, and then this past weekend, I didn't really get into too much, but yeah, it's been good.
It's good. So far, it seems that everyone has had family time. Let's see if we can get that, keep that train rolling. Cryptilli, how was your couple weeks?
Yep, we did no family time.
Ah,
Just kidding, just kidding. We saw some family. Yeah, it did pretty dope. We got to see Pia's rents, so that was nice. Um, oh yeah, this fight week we out here. Hey, ba, ba, ba,
Eh,
ba.
well, that's what's up. That's what's going on this weekend.
Yes, sir. Finally get some MMA out in Jacksonville, so freaking excited.
Dope. And the leader of this royal sibling party, Mayvara, how was your couple weeks?
It was good. Got to see some family. Work's just been really intense because we're like launching a program, so I'm excited for it to calm down. But yeah, just chilling. I'm really excited for this weekend.
Word. I had, just to double check, your microphone, everything's in like the same setting. Because I think I need to turn you up on my end a little bit, and I just don't want you to scare me later.
I think I'm just a little further away.
Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to, because usually I have you like 20% down, and I didn't want to put you 20% back up and then have it like way too in the red.
Nah, it should be good. I mean,
Yep, we're all good. Alright, well, of course, I'm going to give you each the chance for a little bit of a recap. Since we are changing the schedule, I won't be doing any bonus EXP for it being like a week off or anything. Unless that was your plan all along. But whichever you want to take the lead on the recap, feel free.
well, I guess I can jump on it based off the notes that I have or that we have. So it was our last day in Belcarth before we wanted to escort the village at least what halfway to Nices and then make our own way north. So we tried to gather some meat, and all we could find was some very sketchy looking meat, and we bought a wand that turned out not to be a wand. I think it was just a stick, and wasted a ton of gold in the process. Um, and supposedly Ada brought a message that Malone had, kind of showing that he kind of had some kind of connection with the Giants, or might have been working for them or plan to. What else happened? On the road, we start hearing some like crazy language coming from Pinehand. It sounded somewhat demonic, and it was Nasduk Nabar, something like that, and it meant the journey begins. So we're trying to figure out what that means. And then I have what I thought was a vision, but apparently other people could see it too. We see some black clouds going to the north towards the mountains, and then some, I think it was earthquakes happening, and then a flash of green. So that was ominous. Then after we leave the villagers, let them do their own thing, we end up meeting with the Southern Knolls. And I guess I could let you guys take over if y'all remember a good bit from that. But we learned that the Knolls are immune to the fog, which is major.
That's pretty damn good, just on.
I'm cheating. I'm using notes.
That's not cheating.
We also learned that 2 of us are resistant to the fog at the least, and basically we had a party with the Knolls. You guys are trying to corrupt them with drinking.
Never.
What else did we do that was important?
I think Bloodface decided she wouldn't be coming with us.
No, she won't come with us, but she's
Okay,
gonna guard the
exactly.
cave.
Right. And I gave Cryptilli my staff after kind of giving her a bit of a tutorial with it, so I no longer have that.
Well, that's not bad, guys. Before I give my little bit of a recap, would anyone like to add on to anything? Alright, I'll take the silence as a no. So, let's continue our adventure on the evening of June 17th, 1101. Just after bits of festivities have concluded, a feast of meat prepared for Big Dog's return was well met, since each of you are keeping a closely watched eye on your rations and food supply for the dogs. A few of the southern gnolls, since the feast is concluded, have departed, leaving the cave and patrolling the area, scouring for food and perhaps some more fresh meat to bring back. The cave has grown much quieter without all the barking and snarling about the area. But the prior big dog, Deadtooth, stands with the sword in hand, staring intently into the fire. Periodically, he begins poking and prodding, moving the logs about, creating the flares to shoot up, scorching the bits of meat still left on the flame. As a bit of time passes, he then sticks the meat with the sword, brings it up to his mouth, and takes a bite. Still looking into the fire for a brief moment, then turning to you, Crix, and says, "Oh, so we leave morning time. We get people ready, right?"
Yes.
Okay. And Deadtooth lets out a bit of a howl that echoes throughout the cave. A few of the southern gnolls look over to his direction, kind of tilting their head, and then seemingly understanding what the howl and the call was for. You see them beginning to gather little bits of their belongings, swords, weapons, very, very poorly made bows, arrows, things of that manner. But More importantly, they seem to be gathering the scraps and scrapes of food still left about. But with that, I'll turn it to each of you.
It's still nighttime?
Correct. Just in case there was any preparations that you would like to take care of before getting your rest and then continuing along your journey.
Nope, I'm good. Is there a token for Pine Hand?
No, I just have like a generic thing.
Oh, okay. But which one's that?
Oh, he's just not on the map. I didn't want to keep moving him around.
Okay, awesome. Just make sure I didn't lose him.
So the only food that was gathered by the Southern Nose was just meat, and we're not too sure what this meat is. Just to be clear.
That is correct. They've referred to it a lot as rabbit and what the rabbits had left behind.
Are we getting any rations from this overall as a group, or will we have to individually, kind of get some from the nose?
You would have to get it from them. They are
Okay.
packing it away for their own use.
And could I use any kind of check to make sure it's not that it's actually some type of animal and not one of us, an elf, before I try to gather any of it?
Sure,
Like, I
you
don't
can
know
go
what kind of check
ahead
would work.
and give me a nature check. From the looks of it, it is a bit charred here and there. Poorly cooked. Like if you kind of like peel back like a little bit, cut into it, you can still very raw. But with how it like spreads and displays, it's like very stringy. And this is some type of game. Perhaps it's like deer, actual rabbit chunks, elk, something of the manner. But it's definitely some type of game.
Well, I'd like to wrap a little bit of it up, at least enough for a day's ration. Not sure if I need permission or not, though. I'll check with Crix. Whatever this is, I don't think it'll last long enough for us.
Well, as long as there's plenty for them, that should be good enough.
Yeah, I don't need too much, so just a pound.
I have no issue with you taking a little.
Yeah, so I'll wrap some up and take it with me.
All right. Anything else any of you would like to, or anything any of you would like to get done for the night?
Nope. I'm good.
Yep, nope. I'll just kind of play around with the staff a little bit tonight, but that's it.
I'm just gonna try and spend a few moments with every gnoll I come across. Little bonding time. Nothing major or anything like that.
Well, as the night progresses, from time to time, you will hear little bits of howls kind of just echoing in through the front of the cave, following and just bouncing off the cave walls till it makes its way towards the back where each of you are residing. But what you'll notice as these calls are given out, they seem to be repeated nearly perfectly. Almost as if the same call is coming out every time, but you can definitely tell from like the pitch or like just the tone that it's a little changed just a tad bit from knoll to knoll. It seems that they have a very, I guess you could put it, a very nice communication form for when they have scouts about the area. But unfortunately, none of you speak Knoll, so you're not sure what they're saying.
We speak perfect Knoll. You've heard us tons of times.
Yes, I've got some pretty good Knoll, I must say.
Well, you guys keep telling yourselves that. But after a good night's rest, besides the smell in the area, you all wake up in the morning of June 18th, completing a short rest, so by any chance if there's anything missing, HP-wise, go ahead and roll a hit dice if you need it, but I'm pretty sure none of you do. But just as a friendly reminder, you can see that Deadtooth already has most of the gnolls gathered and begins gesturing towards the front once he sees that each of you have begun to awaken. Scouts see something last night.
What'd they see?
That's light. Flame.
Out of character, I have a question for you. Are gnolls colorblind like dogs?
From what they're gesturing, they don't seem to be.
Okay. Because I was gonna ask what color the light was, and then I'm like, wait, they probably just say light. Where was it?
In dip area. That way. And he points behind him.
Oh, no directions. I'm not too surprised.
Sorry, he said light?
Yeah, like fire.
Oh. We should get a move on, huh?
Most likely.
So as each of you make your way out, maneuvering towards the front of the cave, it'll take you to a little area where a path leads around, and as he keeps gesturing, maneuvering his paw towards himself, leading the way, once wrapping around and facing more of a northern direction, he points, and in the mountain pass, in between where each of you stand and then the main parts of the Stokeland Mountains start to rise again. A little bit of the break that travelers use to get in between Blight and North Point and over to the western side of Zidane. You see bits of black smoke pillowing up. Trees and things kind of block your view, but you can see a decent sign of black smoke. See?
You think we should go check that out, sister?
Looks like it's towards North Point, right?
Let me see if I can add like a token for you.
Oh. Well, it looks like it's on its way.
Yeah, it just got closer.
Shit's moving fast.
Looks like it's on the way to where we were headed, so we might have no choice. Let's check it out.
Sounds good.
Oh, maybe food. Alright, there we go. So, with your plans to begin heading north, you get the dog sled ready just like normal. Begin heading down the mountain. And the gnolls that have been requested to follow will tag along. My guess is that each of you would like to keep like the same distance ahead of the gnolls as you did with the people from Belkarth, or would you like to keep it slow for Pinehand's sake, and also so the gnolls aren't essentially having to full sprint and keep up?
I think we can keep it a little bit slow. At that rate, how long would it take us to reach the fire?
If you keep it about like a walking speed, it'll take you just about like a day and a half. If you go your speed, it'll be about 3/4 of the day. This will be one of the biggest issues that each of you will run along with having those dog sleds. Max speed versus the slowest speed.
Well, what do we think, y'all? Do we want to let them march behind us and catch up? It's not like they'll lose our trail.
So, my train of thought on this is maybe we should rendezvous with the dogs where the smoke is. We can, go full charge, get there, check it out. But when we're getting closer to the Stokeland Mountains, we should definitely travel with them so we have them.
Yeah, I like that.
But that could be underestimating the potential threat of this smoke.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. I feel like time might be of the essence, so we need to scope it out. But like you said, that potential threat. So I say we keep a somewhat safe distance once we approach it. If we just go gung ho and go straight there, full speed.
Either way, at best it'll be pushing evening by the time we could get there, which is not necessarily ideal. Or it could be midday the day after tomorrow when we get there. Or halfway through tomorrow.
Crete?
Sounds like a plan to me.
That honestly offered no advice.
Zero.
That was like giving a yes or no answer to a question that is not a yes or no question.
All right. Well, I say we move at the dog's pace, at the Knoll's pace. Sorry.
Yeah, I would think they have like a similar stamina to the dogs on the dog sled. So yeah, if we could do something kind of in between, get up close and then spend the night before we're too close, maybe.
Yeah, but we don't want to run our troops too ragged before we get them to the war.
Yes, if a battle is more than a days away, you wouldn't want your troops sprinting the entire night, would you?
Yeah, exactly. So let's just keep it at a Knoll's walking pace. It is what it is. I mean, we have an army, so that's helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I was feeling in between walking and running, but yeah, I'm game for walking pace for them too, though. Didn't know if the march pace would be a little bit faster.
Let's do it.
So, as I move you each along, the only information that you kind of get from Dead Tooth along the way, besides just ridiculous amounts of just nonsense questions, like the most common, "Are we there yet?" over and over and over. But he does let you know that there are a decent amount. He seems to kind of get lost after roughly the 20th and one and one and one, but does let you know roughly 5 gnolls have stayed back, one of which you know is Bloodface.
Is everything gonna be okay with just Bloodface there?
Yeah, why not?
I know she has her undead troop friends as well. It's got to count for something.
You just hear me chime in from the other dog sled. Bloodface strong.
Dead Tooth just responds, "Bloodface creepy."
Huh? So it's not just us then.
And I'll giggle at that.
Traveling, traveling, traveling. Keep on traveling. And with moving at such a slow pace in comparison to what each of you are used to, you make it roughly here before night begins to set in. And just around that time where the sun is touching the western horizon, you all look to each other knowing it's about time to start making camp, getting everything ready for the night. And as you do, all of the southern gnolls seem to instinctually beginning to dig out parts of the snow, burrowing themselves down to the ground below. Few of them begin gathering wood for fire, and you each begin to realize that perhaps these gnolls have a bit more of a sophisticated life than you might have expected. They do know how to take care of themselves and survive out in these harsh conditions. Bits of barks and growls going back and forth. Deadtooth seems to be taking a little bit of the natural leadership, but always looking to you, Crix, to confirm.
Like you should.
Kind of like the sheep herding dog, and then turning to the shepherd, making sure everything's good.
Independence bulwarked by loyalty. Truly a good boy.
Win-win.
Well, is there anything that I can assist you with? Pinehand offers.
The gnolls might need help digging holes.
You see, like, this defeated look come across his face. Takes a breath. Very well.
Wait. I'm joking, Pinehand. I'm joking.
Well, I do have a pretty good shovel.
Do you? We didn't take that from you?
He holds out his hand.
I'll laugh with him.
You know, that would be very interesting if I was able to attach such a tool and replace this.
Well, we are pretty crafty. Maybe we could come up with something for that.
Gives you a bit of a smile, and then begins taking care of the normal camp work. Getting the fire lit, helping put up the tent. The norms. Anything else for the evening?
I'll throw that meat I got in the pot while it's still good, and I'm willing to share it.
You know, we might be able to get Deadtooth to send out a couple of scouts for us to check out the smoke over the night. I don't know how useful their recon might be, but oh, it's an idea.
And they're used to traveling at night, right? Unlike us.
Well, I mean, we've run into scouts from them at night several times.
So they're used to it. They have the energy for it.
Yeah, just a couple.
So, we send them out? Go see?
Send out a few to go see. Don't get. Tell them not to get too close and to be back before morning. Don't let. Tell them not to do anything dangerous. Just go look, come back.
Be sneaky.
No, me, Deadtooth.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck.
Checks out.
Oh, jeez. Out of character, it is really fun playing like a 1 or 2 intelligence character.
Yeah, a little bit.
So nice to have them back.
A surprisingly high-functioning idiot.
Yeah. Deadtooth, you see, instructs a couple of gnolls to head out. Both of them take a spear, a bow, and a few arrows in the quiver along their back. And then as they begin making their way towards the plume of black smoke coming from your northern side, you slowly hear the sounds, the crunching snow beneath their paws fading as they disappear into the dark.
I hope they make it back.
Be fast!
Well, that's good. I know you would pick the best ones for the job.
May, as you hear Pine Hand's voice come from like just over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Not to question too much, but do you think that this is wise? As he kind of like gestures to all the gnolls. They don't seem too bright.
Well, better a not too bright army than no army at all. It's my thought.
Well, armies have fallen to just a single ice giant, and more than that has been taken out by a single dragon.
True, but they're not necessarily the smartest, but they're good at what they do, and they trust Big Dog and are loyal to him. Honestly, we could use all the help we could get.
He nods in agreement. My worry is that just perhaps too weak. And I suppose that their stupidity does leave them to be quite nice. Their company has been much more pleasant than I would imagine, especially from the smell.
Yes, well, just treat them with respect and enough talk about their stupidity, as you say. They're helping us on this journey to save Blight, so
Very well. So the scouts set out, and voices of concern have been spoken. Is there anything else that you all would like to get done for the night before getting a night's rest? Of course, needing to have some sort of watch. Well, guess you don't need it, but that's up to you.
I'd like to spend just a little bit of time looking over my armor, seeing if there's any minor repairs I can make or anything like that. Just making sure I'm up to snuff.
Cryptilly, just Alan?
After cooking my stew, I'm good to go for the night.
Yep, I'm just gonna keep messing with the staff and changing up some of my spells.
And double checking May?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so let me just check one thing. Okay. So after spending the second night with the staff, Cryptilly, you feel that you're gaining the knowledge of everything within. You feel the spirit of the polar bear, panther, and still an unknown flying creature soaring through your body. And you will now know how to use Alex's Staff of Healing.
Yeah.
There you go. And I went ahead and sent you the details in Discord, just so you know.
Thanks.
So is there going to be a watch, or are you guys going to just let the Knowles take care of it?
I think we can let the Knowles take care of it.
We could, but I still want to do my watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still kind of want to just do my watch.
I mean, yeah, same. We also don't need to sleep, so it doesn't really.
You don't need to sleep.
Right. That's right. And you could totally just sleep, and we'll
Do
come
my
over.
typical eyelid watching.
All right, that's what I figured. But I mean, I guess if you guys want to take the chance and potentially hear an explosion wake you all up as Knowles are screaming on fire, then that's up to you too. And maybe just on like the exaggerative side, at least for when those scouts get back, if they get back, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll be back.
So, Cryptilly. I do believe with things not being like flipped around, you still have the first watch order. Then the Crix into May. So this will actually go into Crix's watch. Crix, as you're taking your watch for the night, you begin to hear like the sounds of footsteps coming, and they're at a quickened pace as you kind of like stand up and survey the area. Can you give me a perception check? It's dark. I mean, it doesn't necessarily hinder you, but your dark vision does only go so far. So this is being more heard before it's seen. But within a few brief moments, seconds pass, you begin to see the shadow of a creature. Kind of looks like a gnoll, but it's still hard to tell. As you then begin to hear a few of the gnolls growl, and then lets out bits of howls as well. The shadowy creature begins to slow and then make its way closer, soon revealing just one gnoll.
Is it one of the ones that left?
Yep.
I'll call it over to me.
Yeah.
Where's the other one that went with you?
I said no, but they stay.
What do you mean they stayed?
Lots rabbit, lots food.
But they're alive?
Shakes his head no.
No, the gnolls, not the rabbits.
He shrugs. Think so?
So, what? There were rabbits and food over there. What else was over there? What happened?
Kind of like clashes his fist together and it's like and just keeps making like a bunch of different noises.
So it was like a fight.
Think so?
Rabbits fighting rabbits or rabbits with something else?
Rabbit fighting rabbit.
Any weird smells or anything over there?
Shakes his head. Lots.
Do you smell the stinky gas?
Lots of stinky gas.
Okay. Well, you did a good job. And I'll reach in my, beside me, grab a ration and give it to him. Here's a treat.
Kind of like looks at it a little bit weird, but then like slowly takes it. You sure?
You did good job. Good job gets reward. You came back like you were supposed to.
I did
They
good
won't
job.
get this.
Kind of
Yes.
starts to walk away, all proud of himself.
These gnolls are gonna love me.
And you, and you, and you, and you gonna love me.
Well, not much else happens for the night. So we move into Mayvara's watch.
As we're changing watches, I'll give her a brief rundown of what happened with the Knoll coming back and what he relayed to me, and tell her I'll give her more details in the morning, and the other couple of Knolls might come back tonight, or they might not. But if they do come back, don't give them any reward. No treats. They didn't listen.
Thanks, brother. Rabbits fighting rabbits. Who could that be?
I think it was some people under the control of the fog
Oh,
fighting
wait.
people that weren't,
That's right.
because they did smell the fog there.
Alright. We'll get some rest. I'll take over.
See you in the morning.
Before the end of your watch, May, you begin to hear like small grunting coming from the distance to the north. Bits of barks being let out.
I shush them. I run up and intercept them and shush them. What is it?
Stuffs.
What are they hauling?
It's a large cloth, and it is like kind of folded over, and there just seems to be like a bunch of plunder inside. You can see like poking out like spears, a couple of swords, but with each pull, you hear like a little bit of like a squeak, squeak.
Just swords? Or just weapons?
That's what's poking out.
Yeah, I'm asking them now. Just weapons?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Food too.
What kind of food?
Rabbit food.
But not rabbits, right?
No, big dogs say not eat rabbit.
Okay. Tell me, what was happening? How did you get this?
And begins explaining. When we went, there was looks like rabbit, and then starts like punching his fists together, making a bunch of sounds, imitating like a big clash, and then then there was just the stuff there.
But where did the rabbits go? They're gone?
No, they still there.
Still fighting.
Oh no, they dead.
All of them?
Shrugs. I know, check. I just grabbed.
Okay. All right, we'll get back to camp. We'll get started soon, really early.
You tell Big Dog be back before sun. Other one not want to bring back surprise. Me bring back big surprise.
True, but we don't really need supplies unless you need supplies. But I'll tell Big Dog you came back before sundown. Thank you.
And as you look over, like, their weapons in comparison to, like, what's being brought back, I mean, you can see, like, the craftsmanship difference in between, you know, things that you would purchase in Blight and then a sharpened stone kind of tethered to a stick.
Gotcha. So they're upgrading.
Indeed.
Well, that's useful.
With the downfall of our brethren.
But just as the knoll gets back and starts to, like, settle down, the sun begins to rise, breaking the eastern horizon just minutes after you see that knoll kind of place his head down. And then you just hear, like, the first thing is just a big groan. Ah, no sleep. As the rest of the gnolls begin to get up, start getting little bits of their barks and grunts and growls out of the way, waking each other, and getting ready to begin their day.
Which ones didn't get any sleep? The ones that went out scouting?
Yeah, the last one that came back.
Oh, okay. Did he come back before sundown? Before sunup?
Yeah, it was like maybe 30 minutes before that.
Okay, cool. And I'll ask Chris if he wants to, if we're gonna keep at the same pace, if he just wants to let the ones that went out scouting, since it was a big distance, sit in the sleds, or do you think they'll manage?
I don't see any harm in letting the one that came back last get some extra rest, since we are going to be moving at a slow pace.
Yeah, and I'd actually like to walk in, um, check with the ones that have like bow and arrow type things, see what their gear looks like.
Taking a look over everything, Cryptilly, you'll notice that it's very all like very, very primitive. Um, there's like no iron or like metals by any means. The bows are pretty poorly carven. They'll get the job done. I mean, you know that. You've seen yourself and some of your family members get hit from these bow and arrow attacks from the gnolls. However, it's just, you know, nothing spectacular.
Yeah, I'll just ask them, which one of you um, is the best with a bow?
About 10 of them start piping up at the same time. Me, 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 me.
You all can't be the best, so we'll see what you have at another time. Maybe when we get to a standstill.
One of them kind of gives you like shifty eyes. Stand still.
Oh, when we stop moving.
Ugh. Pine Hand helps each of you kind of break down your camp, do helpful, get his helpful deeds in for the morning, and then each of you can begin to make your way north still.
All right, what do we do? We just need to be prepared to encounter the fog, perhaps. Creep, would you be able to break the spell if we're enchanted by the fog?
I think that I should be able to, as long as I don't succumb to it myself. And if we do happen to, maybe we should have one of the dogs be put in charge of dragging us out if they see us trying to attack one another.
That could be a good plan. Big Dog, you want to break it down for them?
Break what?
I feel like giving them orders to make a judgment on our mental acuity is probably asking a little much of them.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, good call.
Yep.
I don't even see them tying us up.
That's just adding in a big wild card that I don't think we should.
Yeah, I think if one of us don't come down, then we can give the command to one of the dogs to drag us out.
Well, let's hope it's not me. And, mind controlled me somehow doesn't give them orders against y'all. Actually, I should give them an order if I start to smell like the smoke not to listen to me.
Or orders to listen to Cryptilly for a day or something. We get through it.
Yeah.
Bloodface did say that Creep isn't likely to be affected by the fog.
True.
Yeah, but there's no guarantees.
Yeah, I didn't know if you would have to roll for it, future reference, or if you're automatically immune based on your intelligence now,
Well, I don't
or
know.
wisdom or something.
I didn't know if it was that or since we already went down to it that one time, if that affected me. So I didn't want to.
No, I'm pretty sure it's your wisdom.
Hey, bro, we gonna see.
Throw me a freaking bone here.
That's your sister, not your bro. There's your bone. As you each continue north on June 19th, you begin to see the source of this plume of smoke. Smoldering carts, remains of siege weapons, just smoldering as it's becoming more and more buried in the snow. You see broken wheels, swords, spears, and a couple of torn banners about the area. As you look over the mountain pass area, this little valley-like spot. I can't think of the word. Words are hard. Can each of you give me a perception check?
I did the wrong one.
Dang, Andy had a +7 on that one too. That feels bad.
It feels real bad.
Just Stalin, looking over everything, you kind of catch a couple of details. You notice a couple of the partial banners towards the eastern side of the battle remains is showing the banner of Blight. The one to the west, however, are showing the signs of North Point.
That's unfortunate.
And as the wind kind of shifts and directs its way south, each of you notice the fog leading directly to the Stokeland Mountains has now parted, and the destinations become quite clear. The one that was heading southwest is indeed heading down towards Dire Frost, perhaps farther, but the one to the southeast is definitely heading towards Blight. Do you wish to continue down into the valley?
Is the valley where all the smoke and stuff's coming from?
Yep.
I think we should.
Yeah, and we should tell all the people, like all the gnolls, to gear up with whatever we see in the wreckage.
I agree. Make
Yeah.
use of it all.
So as you make your way down into the valley, as you get closer and closer, the smell of death and little bits of decay are met, along with this just putrid smell of shit.
So the gas gives you the shits too? Or just from dead bodies?
Ice giant shit.
Giant shit.
But as you get in and start to make your way looking around, Crix, you are indeed right. Looking through the battle remnants, there seems to be a few large piles of shit. Much, much larger than any elf, human, half elf. I mean, even hundreds of them could make.
So these ice giants have advanced mind control magic and still shit just wherever they please.
Seems like it.
Oh, never in my life. It's not even frozen shit, so it doesn't smell bad. Well, this shit gotta be hot.
Well, I'm not going to examine the shit too closely.
Are you sure?
Cryptilia, you want to detect some magic?
Anybody got mage hand?
Wanna have some magic shit? Hell no, I ain't playing with no shit, bro. It's too far.
You might find some giant corn.
Enough rations for days.
Yes.
Exactly.
Cryptilia will go back to mayonnaise before that.
Straight up, I can create water now and food. Get out of here.
No, but I will have Big Dog relay to all the other gnolls to take whatever weapons and supplies they want from the surrounding area.
Okay.
I'll ask Pine Hand if he knows anything about uh, magic giant shit.
Can you use detect magic on the shit?
I
Just
literally,
saying. Why
I,
not?
I literally just took detect magic out. Yeah,
That's my favorite. Yeah.
It's an illusionary shit.
but we can ask Pine Hand if he knows how to detect magic. I think he does magic shit.
Unfortunately, I do not. As soon as Dead Tooth comes around, you're just like, whoa, that's huge. That's like 2 or 3 nulls.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
That's what do this?
Possibly.
Most likely.
It could be dragon shit. There's a slim chance it's dragon shit.
Or giant shit, right? Well, should we move on?
Well, that's what I was about to say. If the dragon's going towards Blight, then we need to redirect. But the whole point's to go fuck up the dragon in the Stucklet Mountains, right?
I thought we were trying to find the source of the fog, which I thought is the ice giants.
But I thought the ice giants were in the Stokelet Mountains as well, so I figured we were just going there and whatever we run into, we're going to deal with.
Yeah, same.
But now we've got a giant pile of shit and we're stumped.
I say we continue on to the Stumpling Mountains, no?
I agree. I think things are getting more dire for Blight, but we need to stop trying to put out fires and go for the source.
That's right, the source.
But then again, there is a sphere. The orb.
Fuck that orc, bro.
The source, bro. That's the source.
But yeah, I think we should give the gnolls a little bit of time to re-equip themselves with some upgrades, and then head out. Maybe pick around and see if we can figure out what exactly happened here. But I'm not digging in the giant shit.
Yeah.
Although
Oh.
Vera could be in there.
Oh, what?
Nothing.
I'll investigate. See what's up.
The poop or the battlefield?
The battlefield.
Okay. Well, while each of you are going to give the gnolls time to like gear up and gather like anything that they find useful amongst the area, can each of you go ahead and give me an investigation check? Nice. With each of you looking about the area, Crix, Just Stalin, and May.
Oh, haha. I didn't get rid of detect magic. I lied. I can do
He
it.
lied to you. Each of you are able to find a couple of rations that may be of use, but nothing else that kind of catches your eye. However, each of you are able to find that this battle was the soldiers of North Point, each with little emblems and insignias, and the people from Blight with their emblems and insignias seem to have fought a great battle here, and it's quite evident that each of them were killing one another. During that time, of course, each of you can wait for the detect magic to go off, and I mean, it's just a pile of poo. Well, multiple piles of poo, but it's just poo.
Is there anything magical in this mess, though?
No, you don't sense anything. roughly an hour goes by before Death comes back. You see like a helmet that is just way too small, just kind of like resting on his head. But like each time he takes a step, it's almost falling off, and he kind of rebalances it, and he's okay. I think we're ready.
Good job.
Looking good. Did it.
He goes, look, and then shows you like this nice wooden and iron buckler and a pretty nicely made spear. I mean, definitely in comparison to what he had before.
Nice.
Yeah, they're having
Very
a field day.
cool. See, I'm a good king. I'm enriching their lives.
Hell yeah, for the win.
For time's sake, for the next couple of days of travel, as you're making your way towards the Stokeland Mountains, if there's anything you guys would like to do in that time frame, feel free. But if not, I would just like, since nothing else is coming up, to move you to the Stokeland Mountains.
Oh, let's do it.
Easy.
Not opposed to it at all.
Sounds good to me.
So traveling on the days of the 20th and the 21st, just before noon on June 21st, each of you arrive to the bulk of the Stokeland Mountains. As each of you are just at the base, you can see a couple of paths that are leading, winding around, twisting and turning, and ascending up towards the heavens. There is still plenty of time left in the day, but before each of you begin your journey up into the Stokeland Mountains, let's go ahead and take a small break and get back to our game in just a couple of moments.
BRB.
All right, sounds good.
Bareback? So, as we get back into our game, I want to get this going again. Oh, I think it broke it. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll try to fix it as we're moving along. But, nonetheless, after taking a little bit of a break, Cryptilli wanted to get something done. So what I've gone ahead and done is deafened everyone else, since this is to be in secret, but so that each of you can hear. Cryptilli, as we wind back the clock just a little bit so you can conduct a prayer, what do you do? Okay.
Trying to type it in so you can see it, but you want me to just read it out loud to you?
So you're using divination?
Yeah.
No, you can just go ahead with your prayer.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so with our journey going to the Stokeland Mountain to find the source, I want to reach out and ask if there is anything specifically that we can do to put an end to this, and could could she show me where the source would be?
Oh, my child. You've gone so far, but have learned so little. But you have grown. It's not a where, but a who. The Stokeland Mountains are the home of many things. But only one there is out of place. And that's it.
All right. Perfect.
Alright, so now that we've conducted that prayer in secret, we'll move you all back to this little fancy dancy location. As each of you stare up roughly 7 paths that each of you can take. Well, which way? Pinehand looks to each of you.
Wait, are we supposed to see something on roll 20?
Just the map of Zidane.
Should we split up and each take a path?
Well, if we want to end this sooner than later. So, do we see anything on the horizon or anything of note?
No.
That's it.
I mean, still the dark clouds above the range, but that hasn't changed.
On the 7 paths, are there any with like giant trail marks? Or is there like a path where it seems like giants would be able to walk through?
There's only a couple of paths that are large enough that a giant would be able to maneuver about. I mean, at least with a bit of ease. Both of those each lead towards the north, wrapping up and around and then kind of disappearing from sight.
Can I try to track to see if I can find any tracks or anything?
Of course. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
I'll try to help.
So through the paths, there's not really much signs of really anything. Perhaps the snow has covered things up, but just maybe nothing takes them. Just Stalin, you're able to kind of notice a couple of things that catch your eye. It isn't the path. However, there seems to be like little facings and slight little cubby holes that are very well spaced out. And it seems to be used for climbing the mountain face rather than taking the path itself.
And can I see a point to where they lead to, or just
Well,
kind of
they
goes
just
up
kind
and
of
up?
go up and then disappears.
Well, if people are willing to wait, I can try to climb. If I fall, I can use my slow fall and not die. So
How far does that how high does that climb look like it would take us?
I mean, those little cubby holes are well out of your grasp, but if you were to try to climb the mountain face to where it appears the next ledge is, you're talking 100 to 100 plus, like 150 feet, like estimating. You're not quite sure. I mean, it's definitely a. Well, I was gonna say a hike, but it's definitely a climb.
Well, just Stalin, if you're willing to climb and you say you won't get hurt, perhaps you could take a peek, help us choose a path, or even anchor a rope to help the rest of us climb.
yeah, if anything, see if it's worth going up or anything of note that's on top. So I'm willing to scout it out.
Yeah, I'm like I only have 50 feet of rope, so that's a long height.
Yeah, I don't see the rope thing working too.
What we do? Just feel a tug on your side there, Crix.
Wait for now. We're trying to figure out what our next step is.
Nods.
I'll look at him and I'll say, "You stay. I'll climb."
Your knoll is really improving.
I have a good ear for it.
Alright, just Stalin, you gonna begin your ascent at the mountainside?
Yep. Any rolls needed?
Oh yeah.
Sort it up. Oh, fuck me. I'm glad I have my slow fall because I'm like, worst case scenario.
Alright, so we'll do this. We'll do this a little bit easier. So I'm gonna. I mean, it's like it's a total of 10. So let me see this. Okay, Give me 3 athletics checks to make it
Those are
to
not
make
my
it.
best, but I'll go with it.
Well, I do think you can replace this with
Something with a dex mod. Um,
acrobatics.
I would definitely rather use that. If it applies.
Yeah, I think as monks you're allowed to change that. I could
Yeah,
be.
you can.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that's true, but I could be just making it up. Yeah, so go ahead and give me 3 acrobatics. 1's a pass, 2's a pass. 3, as you jump up the first time, kind of grab and then pull yourself up before jumping to another area. This one not as graceful. You kind of pull yourself down, kind of like loading the spring. You jump, and this time when you land on what you think is a sturdy, safe spot, you feel the side of it begin to crumble. You wave your arms, like flailing them in that circle motion. You are just barely able to hold on.
Better than falling.
Take
Those are right.
At this point, if you wish to take a quick look around, you see that the paths, some wind and then begin to head out towards the west. Some wind and begin to head out towards the east. But 3 continue to maneuver towards the north. As they go up, you begin to see bits of what look like these stone bridges, these beautiful arch bridges connecting the area. Go ahead and give me 3 more acrobatics. The paths become more clear and clear as you see this center one, as others keep forking off, going in different directions, but the center path seems to be leading towards the bridge that connects towards the center mountain part. Go ahead and give me your last 3 checks.
Oh shit, I gotta climb higher than this just to see.
Yeah, each of these are like roughly 10 feet, but I'm gonna like just like average it down for you.
Gotcha.
All right. At this point, your family is becoming, you know, quite a bit smaller. You're up over like 100 feet, looking over, kind of clinging on to the mountain face and standing upon like a ledge. You're able to determine that the path that starts heading off towards the right from your family is the path that will lead to the stone arch bridge connecting from the center point of the mountains. However, as you look up, your climb is almost done if you wish to continue.
So it will be another 3 checks worth.
I didn't say that.
Okay. Yeah, this is one of those YOLO moments. I'm gonna be mad if I don't know what's up there. Let's go.
Alright, give me 1 more acrobatics. This one is just about as graceful as your 3rd jump, but you are able to kind of hold on to the landing. But at this point, the wind is whipping violently. With just a quick ascension up the mountain, you feel that if you're in a totally different climate. The icy wind is piercing through your furs, the rest of your armor and clothing. However, you do note a clear path And as you're looking over the stone arch bridge that leads to the middle of the Stokeland Mountains, something interesting catches your eye. You see two fairly large creatures making their way back towards the center mountain. At this point, it's easy to transverse, and this ledge leads you almost directly down to the bridge. This probably shaved off hours of travel with the winding path that lies ahead.
Sorry, I was jotting a few notes down. All right, so yep, I get down, safe and sound as it seems. I'll just convey everything that I learned about the path directly to
How
the
are you
right.
getting down?
Oh, I thought you said I was able to climb back down.
Oh, no. Like, it's pretty easy to transverse the area, like, where you're at, but, I mean, you can walk down the path if you want, but that's gonna take, like, a couple of hours, or you could jump.
I don't know if slow fall quite works like that. It's supposed to reduce damage, but I don't think it'd just slow fall all the way to the ground.
Oh, yeah, I know it only reduces damage. I was trying to entrap you.
Yeah, I don't want to take that risk.
Alright, so, because you've already made it up, and some of them were such good rolls, go ahead and give me 2 acrobatics checks for your way down. And as long as you pass those, you'll make it down safely.
So it's either that or
That
take
one.
the path down. Correct.
Yep, that's the gist.
2 bad rolls and I die.
We might catch you.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to die. I might just have to take that path down. Unless this is no. I was about to say if it's set up in layers where I can climb down and I only fall to a certain extent, or do I just fall completely straight down based on the incline? How does it look?
There looks to be a couple spots you might be able to catch on if you slip, but if not, it would just make for a lot of spots to hit your head.
You're pretty agile.
2 rolls. Oh shit. I do not want to go out like this though. That would be so embarrassing.
You still have slow fall. I mean, it'll be
Yeah, but I'm like super high. Well, you said 100 feet up?
Yeah, you think you're like 200.
100 plus. If you had to guess from jumping, you'd guess like around 150.
I can't even think about how many stories that it. What, like 10
Just
or 12?
for reference, every 10 feet is a d6.
For like pass or fail or like damage?
No, for damage. Every 10 feet you fall is a d6
Oh,
damage.
okay. That would definitely give me some perspective on it.
So even reducing that from 200 feet, that's 20 d6. That's a lot.
I got you though.
And I can only reduce 40 max. Oh, you can always res me though, can't you? Grip. From a fall though? Does it work like that?
If you do more than double your health and damage, you insta die.
Which wouldn't be the case with slow fall. So
I know this is
Alright.
all
Care
out
about
of
that?
character, but just BT dubs. Justalin doesn't know any of this. He just knows
this is
no,
all
don't
new.
meta
This
it.
is all
like,
new.
he just knows like, well, I mean, I guess there's a chance I could survive, but there's a high chance that I don't.
Facts.
But I mean, well, I'm not gonna say anything. I just wanted to point that out. That's all.
It is definitely safer to walk around. And
Duh.
thug life or nah?
Yeah, I didn't really want you to meta. I just wanted you to understand how bad fall damage can be.
Yeah, I
Before-
didn't know any way to kind of gauge it at all.
Well, you
And the
guys have
whole
dealt with
potential.
some of this before. It just wasn't as high up of an area.
No, this is layers on layers. I forgot. So, and it's
But I
gonna
think
take
you
how
should.
many hours to walk down? Not trying to bitch out, but at the
But
same
since
time,
you did kind of determine the path, making your way up, seeing like which one kind of like leads to different areas, it'll take you a couple of hours. But if you guys are just kind of like walking about it, trying to figure it out, it could potentially take you days.
I'm willing to take a couple hours. Like I'm only 200 feet up. Hopefully, it's not that much winding around. Yep.
And hopefully you don't get snatched by a dragon.
Hopefully not. If not, then I'll just run back and jump and pray.
Exactly.
Fuck
If you
that.
do, we'll never know.
Yeah, I'll just jump and pray at that point. Screw it. All right, I'm trying to walk.
All
Do
right.
it.
So
Bitching
after
out.
each of you see just Stalin kind of jump, hop, excuse me, and make his way up to like the ledge, you see him peek over just a bit as like this tiny head looks over the ledge, and then you just see like a bit of a violent shake, like hell nah, and then just Stalin disappears.
Wait, I don't have anything to write with. I would just put a note and throw my dart down and say I'm okay, but
Isn't your
mm,
dart a pen?
it is.
Your
Oh,
dart
it
is a
is a pen. Do I have paper? Hold on, I want to throw something down and hopefully not stab somebody.
Hey, somebody about to die, bro.
Just so you know, I'm like, wait,
Somebody about to die.
the dart is a pen. Thanks. What do I?
It's like dropping a penny off of the Empire State Building.
If only I had a pen.
Yeah.
Isn't one of your main
Dumb.
weapons a pen?
That was dumb.
Isn't your main weapon a quill?
Yeah.
But you can also direct it so it could fly towards us instead of fall towards us.
This sounds worse.
Not with the
This
intent.
sounds so much faster.
Just write on a rock and throw it down to us.
Oh fuck. Well, if anything, I'll just like kill a gnoll or something. It'll be okay.
Hopefully, we gonna take freaking 20d6 from a rock.
No, it would just be a thrown weapon attack. It would be fine.
No, that's a lot of velocity. Yeah, I'm writing on something, shit, and throwing it down, saying I'm okay on the way back down. The long way.
Just FYI, I do consider, like, if you were to drop something on something else, I do consider that extra damage.
I'm
Oh.
sure. That's velocity.
That makes sense. I
Yeah,
support
I'm
it.
not mad. I'm not mad at all.
Like, I had a character, I killed something by making a rock smaller and then enlarging it when it was over the thing we were trying to kill.
Ooh, that's clever. I like that.
Thug life.
So my character just carried around, like, decent-sized rocks and then just made them bigger and smaller to, like, kill stuff. But because it is kind of, like, OP, like, to be fair, like, you nerf it down quite a bit. But I think it's, like, 10d, like, whatever the weight of the rock. I don't know. It gets into weird. But anyways, I do calculate other things like that. So keep that in mind.
I'm gonna cut a piece of my clothing, write my message, get a tiny pebble, wrap it all up, and drop it. Will that work?
You're writing it on what?
A piece of my clothing. An outer layer, just cutting it off. I know it's cold up here.
Yeah, you had one of those robes on or something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I have a jacket in cold weather or something that we bought in town a long time ago. Actually, I'd rather use the inner side of my clothing at that point. That would make more sense. Something thinner. Undershirt, maybe.
You rip off like a piece of cloth, scribble on it, I'm fine, taking the path,
Taking the path back down.
and then you're going to
Back
throw
down.
the cloth.
That's wrapped in a rock. Tied up in a rock.
Okay.
That way it has it can somewhat go straight down. Otherwise, it might just fly the fuck off. So, let's keep it.
Fact.
I don't want to be that dumb.
I was gonna say, like, I know I mentioned it was windy.
It's super windy. I know. Yeah, I want to at least weigh it
I
down.
was just waiting for you to throw the cloth at me to be able to go, yeah, the cloth's gone.
Definitely putting a little rock in there. Yep.
So with a little bit of a rock, go ahead and give me, just do your, like, quill attack, your dagger throw. And I'm sorry, make 2 of them because this will be at disadvantage. Nice. You wrap up the cloth with the scribbled message, "I'm safe, taking the path." Each of you see Just Allen's head, like, poke back over, and he, like, waves his hand and then just, like, chucks this object down. And as it's coming down, you see it kind of just slowly start, like, drifting to the right before it lands maybe 30 yards off to your east.
Like, damn, I probably could have just did a thumbs up and a yell, but whatever. I'm still trying to gauge how far this is.
Sweet. I'll see what he threw off.
Yes, Crix, if you do an elbow drop from 100 feet up, it will do more damage, but at that point, since you're doing the drop, it will be damage on you as well.
Worth it.
Worth it. Especially if you're a barbarian and you just rage. As you make your way over to the note, or to the object cryptilla, you see that it's a note, and it says, "I'm safe, taking the path."
Damn. I wish we would have known which path he was taking, because then we could have met him.
I thought the path down was different from... I thought it would lead me back towards them. My
That's
bad.
correct, and you were also able to determine which path that they should take.
Okay. Which I probably didn't write all that down.
That's all good. I just give you a
Yeah, I
hard
was just
time.
saying, hey, I'm coming back down to y'all, taking like the scenic route. Probably would have had to use my whole shirt to write all that down.
Exactly.
So, with Cryptilla, you getting the note, what do you do?
Oh yeah, share it with the group. It seems like he's gonna come down the other way. I would have imagined he could have climbed back down since he did that so eloquently. Did you see that little flip he did at first?
That was something. Did he say which path we should take to meet him?
It's just Stalin. Of course not.
Well, I guess we have no choice but then to wait for him.
Yes, and I can continue to see which one of these gnolls are the best shot.
I can help with some impromptu target practice or training for the gnolls.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait. If any of the gnolls want to spar or play with my shadow, I'll make that available to them.
Alright, that sounds good. So, as each of you wait, May, can you give me some sort of indication on how you're going to go about helping them, as Cryptilli has them trying to, like, hit a wooden target?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make sure they're all in a line and that there's no other gnolls on the other side. But just kind of giving them pointers if I see something they're doing that they could do better.
Always ruining my fun. Making sure there's no other gnolls behind them.
Yeah,
Rude.
making sure no one gets freaking killed at target practice. Yeah. I'm nipping it in the bud. Mostly I'm
All
overthinking
really
it.
good ideas.
I would not have cared.
All right, Crix. A few of them do take you up on the offer for sparring with the Shadow. And do you like deliver any attacks like through with your Shadow, or do you just like have it kind of defend? Because I'm pretty sure your Shadow can still kick ass.
First off, my shadow is going to be unarmed, so it'll just be throwing hands, and it's only going to be counterattacking to show them like where their openings are in their attacks, but it's not going to be like full on. Kind of like when you see two karate people practicing and then they stop right as the death move would have been made and back off.
Got it.
Definitely not hurting them.
Okay, so with a few of them taking up your offer to kill some time while everyone waits, May, you do definitely save a couple of lives or at least some injuries as they're trying to line up, and one clearly has its bow pointed at like the back of another's head and is just continuing the words duck, 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 and the other one not even paying attention as all of them are scrambling in attempts to hit Creptilli's target to prove that they're the best. But during this aspect, only a couple of them hit within a few attacks. None of them are that great.
This doesn't feel particularly useful. Definitely dangerous. I grab the one that's like in front of the other one just so you can get out of the way.
Okay, now that I know that none of you are great shots, let's do this. And I'll take one at a time, and I'll see which one can hit the target within three shots.
Alright. Only about half of them are able to hit it within a couple shots. A couple of them are like, one more, and then like shoot and are able to hit it on the fourth and the fifth. But there's still a couple where it takes almost 10 attempts to hit this target.
Okay, so then I'll just be like, you tried, you did very well, but now you can go rest, and I'll keep the five that got it in the first three.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll say, try to hit it here. And I'll like either point to like where the head would be or like center mass. Then I'll see like which ones a hit can hit those two spots in three shots.
Only one does.
Perfect. And I'll say, looks like you're the best. And after I say looks like you're the best, I'll give him my old crossbow and see if he can knock that and shoot the target.
Has a little bit of trouble kind of figuring out how it works, but with your pointers and direction, kind of locks it in, takes aim, shoots. It's a little off target, but not bad.
Nice. I'll say practice with this one. You try to shoot that right here as many times as you can.
Okay. And after a bit of time passes, the sun making its way past the high point in the sky, just Stalin, you finally make it back down, safe and sound. As you round the corner, being on the path most to the right, you are like you're first met by this gnoll just continuing to shoot bolts into the target. Looks at you, points the crossbow. Look!
Where you putting that?
I like
Put my
move my
hand up.
crossbow and I say, "Don't point it at friends."
Oh, sorry, it's so neat, I'm the best!
Yeah, point it at the ground if you're not trying to shoot. Great job, but just point it at the ground for safety.
Okay.
Glad to see everyone was busy while I was gone.
Tell us, what did you find?
Great deal. I'll tell them about the path, but also the two creatures that I saw approaching. It sounded pretty important. So.
Oh, not
What did
approaching,
they-
making their way away.
Oh, okay. I thought you said towards the mountain.
Yeah, towards the center point. You're on the southern mountain.
Gotcha. That kind of freaked me out later when I thought about it because I thought they were approaching the
Yeah.
party. Yeah, and I was like, oh, damn, I forgot to write that. Okay, cool. But I'll let them know what I thought.
All right, well, let's get on with it. Let's try to follow in their lead.
Oh, you just got here? Turn around. Let's go back the way you came.
We're used to walking all day long, so I like to think I'm in shape for it.
Oh, you've been using a dog sled. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait, yeah,
I'll
never
walk
mind. That
anywhere.
is also true. That's also true.
So with just Stalin leading the way, the continuing annoyance of questions of, are we there yet? How far? My legs are tired. As the night begins to fall, each of you finds something a bit odd. The wind has picked up quite profusely, and it is pretty chilling. However, the temperature doesn't seem to be dropping at this point. Normally, when the sun sets while you've been traveling out through Zidane, once it starts getting about 30 minutes to an hour with the sun setting, you can feel the temperature dropping dramatically. However, the temperature of the cold here seems to remain consistent.
Well, that's weird.
By any means, don't get me wrong, it's still very cold. It's just not getting colder.
It's cold, but not as cold as it should be.
Correct.
I don't know what to make of it. It should be colder right now, right?
Should we push on a little later than we normally do?
We're definitely gonna need our rest for the coming battles. I don't think we should push on more than we have to.
Then perhaps let's make camp here where we know we're relatively safe.
Are there any kind of like caves or natural structures around at all? Along this
You
path?
haven't seen any caves, but you do see, I can't even remember what, like, they're called, but, like, those, like, little overhangs that provide, like, that little bit of shelter, but it's, not inside. Kind of more like, erosion of the mountain face.
Do you think we should push on and try and find a better place to camp, or hunker down here for the night?
Let's hunker down here.
I'm pretty beat from my climb, so I'm all for it.
All right, I'll give the word to the gnolls. Blacktooth. Or Deadtooth. We sleep here tonight.
Not safe.
Do you have an idea of where we should go? We need to sleep soon.
Kind of just looks around, sniffs. It's just not safe here. I not know that we're safe. We haven't been here in a long time.
Deadtooth says it's not safe to stay here. So we either have to backtrack or we have to keep going. I trust his senses when it comes to this.
I mean, it'll only be more dangerous if we go up the mountain, right?
We might find a cave to take refuge in. We know there's none coming up.
What do you think? Do we move forward or back up a little bit?
How much time are we looking at for potential daylight?
I say let's move forward. At least we can make progress while we look for shelter.
As you wish.
So moving forward, the only thing that really lies ahead is this stone arch bridge that leads towards the center mountain.
Looks like we're sleeping back in that path.
It's either move across the bridge at this point, or make your way back down and, I mean, determine what lies there. Or I guess third option, just rest here.
Yeah, I say we rest here. Let's take shifts. Look, no one's saying this is going to be our best night of sleep ever. We're just trying to get a little bit of rest. Wait till the sun comes out.
So, does everyone agree?
Yep,
Your leader demands it.
exactly. No problem. And I suggest we don't make a fire tonight.
Curious to know if Big Tooth would say it's safer here than before, or if it's the same.
He probably just smells the creatures that you saw.
I will call Big Tooth over and relay the current plan to him and see how he reacts.
Who?
Blacktooth? Deadtooth. Why do I keep wanting
That tooth, I called him Big Tooth. Oh my gosh, I'm not helping the cause.
I was just giggling the whole time.
He's not a whole dog. He's just a tooth.
Makes his way over.
We stay here tonight, no fire.
But not safe.
I don't think safe anywhere around here, and we need sleep.
That makes sense.
What? How do you know it's not safe?
I can smell.
Do you know what you smell?
Lots.
Lots. Dragon? Big fly bird?
Looks at you quite confused.
Flying rabbit. Big one.
shrugs.
Huh? Okay. Thank you for your nose.
I tell others.
Tell them to be wary. If they do smell something, I would imagine if it approaches, they can smell it stronger. So maybe that's not common sense for them.
And no howling tonight. We need to be quiet.
Very true.
Bark?
Wolf.
No, no wolf here.
No bark. Uh, practice your common.
Now they're just gonna yell random common words all night.
He nods his head, turns and goes beginning to relay the message. And as each of you get your camp settled and kind of set up for the night, the wind still whips pretty violently, but it's kind of nice. The fire isn't really needed. Your clothes and your furs are able to keep each of you warm enough. And with the tent, it's just almost as if you're inside a cave already. But Cryptilli, you have first watch. And as the sun sets and the night begins, can you go ahead and roll me a perception check? You hear a couple of gnolls down the path a bit, beginning to repeat one another. Oh, smell. Oh, smell. And as the message gets passed along, it gets a little bit louder and louder as the gnolls getting closer to you begin to speak.
And I'll say, "You smell? What do you smell?"
Fur. And as you're kind of like looking around, you don't see anything until a large creature jumps from the side of the mountain down roughly 40 feet and landing, and you just hear a gnoll begin to just bark violently.
Yeah. And I'll scream and tell everyone to wake up. It seems like there's a fight on our hands. And I'll tell the gnoll closest to me, let's fight.
Fur, eat one! And then begins to run and back to like the little cubby hole that had his weapons. And because of what this creature is, I'm not gonna waste too much time. But as each of you are readied for battle and you maneuver over towards where the sounds are coming from, you see a very, very large white creature. Each of you have read about it. It's one of the creatures that is most feared from your studies in the Stokeland Mountains. A large crag cat is eating one of the gnolls. As it looks over, scanning, you see it reach down and just begin to like kind of bury the gnoll before it starts maneuvering towards the next. Alright, May takes a shot. Cryptilli tries to wind up some sort of spell attack, but it does not hit. May, your bow does hit. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm summoning my shadow and charging at it.
And then I'm gonna. Is it? Is it? It's dark right now, right?
It is.
Um, I'll use the staff to shoot one of those little lights towards it,
Got it.
just so just Dolly can see.
So, as May
There you go.
nocks her bow, takes aim, releases, the sound of the arrow just whistles through the air, striking the crag cat, and you can hear it as it continues its charge. A light comes from Kreptili's staff, illuminating the area, just as Justalin winds up and throws Hadia's quill. Crix begins to charge forward, summoning a shadow as it's roughly about 20 steps ahead. The quill does land. What do you do? Anything else extra with the quill?
I forgot I already wrote with it, so I'm not sure I can use the ink again. Shit.
It's
I think
replenishing.
What's that?
It's replenishing. Like, if you were to put something else in it, like oil, then, we have a different thing to talk about, but it replenishes its own ink.
Okay. Like, I didn't know if it was enough time, but I'm not going to screw myself. I'm definitely going to try to blind the cat. Hit it in the head.
No problem. Go ahead and give me the damage. Okay.
Let's look for the ink effect.
And as the ink splatters across, you just hear like an odd sound coming from the crag cat, still charging a bit forward. It then connects with one of the gnolls, just as Crix, you arrive with your shadow. Are you going to attack?
Oh yeah.
Got it. Go ahead and give me a swing. That connects solidly, hitting it right on the money. Okay, yeah. This is why I wasn't gonna really roll initiative or anything.
I was wondering.
I honestly thought May might kill it in one hit, but
I mean, I definitely would like to get another arrow.
oh yeah, you can go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, cool.
So with a couple solid glaive attacks and then another arrow sinking in, kind of spewing a bit of flame, just as the crag cat does connect with the gnoll, the crag cat then begins to slide, the gnoll still in its grasp, maneuvering towards the cliff's edge.
If I have any kind of time, I'm gonna go for the gnoll.
Give me an athletics check. As you see the gnoll kind of sliding, you just hear it, "Help!" And as you take the form of your shadow to cut off the distance, you're able to make sure that you're within diving range as you reach out, grab the gnoll by its paw, and hold it as the crag cat falls down below to the path where, or the place where each of you had begun your walk along the path.
Nice. I'm gonna pull the gnoll. Is he over the edge at all? If he is, I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull him up to safety.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna take a quick look at his wounds.
It's got some small puncture wounds, but I mean, it's nothing major.
Yeah, and the other nose like gone.
Oh yeah, the other gnoll was buried so it could come back and get its food, kind of thing.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good job back there. You were a good distraction.
Distraction?
Never mind. Big dog save you. Big dog cool, right?
Yeah, big dog strong.
Very
Yeah,
strong.
he definitely knows what cool is.
I thought about that the second I said it. Yeah, very cold out.
As you all look around, some of the gnolls are spears branded. A couple have their bows. One is armed with the crossbow. But one is gone. And almost another was taken if it weren't for the quick reactions of Crix and the rest of you. But as the gnolls begin to sniff the air, Dead Tooth says, "It smells safe now."
That's good.
I'm sorry we lost. Sorry, who did we lose?
Hopefully not the crossbow one.
No, he right there. He goes,
Not
but he
even
goes, I don't know, and he like walks over, begins to like sniff a little bit. It's Doof Doof.
No.
Don't do this to us. Do
No,
not.
you
Do
rotten bastard.
Tutu.
That was like literally the worst thing I could think of.
We're not friends anymore.
I might have to bring Tutu back.
Might not have had double
Oh my
damage.
gosh, a resurrection on a gnoll.
That was a whole no, bro. I mean, technically, could I
I'm
spare the die?
legitimately sad right now.
Nah, he's already dead. That's the hurt.
Well, to Tooth.
Yeah, I'm gonna bury him properly.
I'll pour a drop for him.
Without him, none of this would have been possible.
Oh, you're making it worse.
Oh, this is about to be sick, but.
What are you scheming?
I'm almost tempted to call it a night before Cryptilli can give this idea.
I want to see what Cryptilli does.
Just because I'm scared about how fucked up it's gonna be.
This is gonna be pretty great, but we'll wait until the morning for this to happen. Oh goodness.
Are you sure you haven't slept yet?
Yo, it's fine. It's fine. That way I get the most use out of this, because it's about to be done. Gnolls are technically humanoids, right?
They're bipedal, so that's a start. And they can speak.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna do.
I already know. Alright, so if nothing else for the night, as each of it progresses through, or as each progresses through their watch for the evening, the morning comes, and the rest of the night was very peaceful. The wind still howling, but according to the gnolls, no sign of danger in at least the immediate area. what do each of you do?
I'm just doing normal morning stuff.
Yeah, I can't think of anything out of the ordinary, so same here.
Yeah, chilling.
Long live Toot Tooth.
Long live Tooth.
I mean, I guess we would be checking to see if Tooth is going to be buried. That's kind of important, I guess.
Why bury what we could just eat?
What?
I think we knew gnolls eat gnolls.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like,
It
knows
seems like
every
a-
damn thing.
Seems like an honorable death. Way to go out. I'll allow that.
Yeah. Y'all do what y'all do.
Let them have their customs.
Their strength give us strength.
And he was a real hero.
That's beautiful.
Till he was squished. And then you just see him like slap a paw into his other paw. Smack!
Zero remorse.
Till then. Yeah, but they have such an honest existence.
And then I'll tell them that Furfur is whatever cat that is. Brat cat, frat cat.
A crack cat. A fret cat. He jumps down.
That's
Hey, my
closer to
name's
what I
Chad.
remember. That was good. Right, cat.
You know,
Alright,
'cause I'm
so each of you
practicing my
gonna
no.
continue across the bridge now? Or
Yeah, yeah, we'll continue. I was gonna animate the tutu.
I knew
but
it.
then I was
I knew
like,
you were.
It would have been so fun. My tutu.
I'm sure Bloodface would have appreciated that.
Like, seriously, I'm sure she would have.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't sarcasm.
Right. She would love that. Now, if it's animated, is it temporary or how does that work?
Yeah, I could do it for 24 hours.
Oh no, that just would have been just sick. No, I'm glad you did.
Now, could you recast it every 24 hours and just have a permanent undead puppet?
I mean, technically, yes, but I only have 2 level 3 fucking slots.
Oh my god, please don't waste.
Oh, that means there's downtime.
Yep.
Well, you could always just wrap it up and keep it on your back when you're not using it. Like, when there's
Exactly.
downtime and just have like a
Yeah,
corpse
just have a
breakout.
Just
permanent
mummify
tutu.
them? Oh no, y'all are sick.
No,
Exactly.
It's that dude from Naruto with the puppets.
Yeah, man. I thought about it. All I need is a pile of bones, to be honest, so. Haha.
Well, it's not a pile of bones yet, but it will be soon once the gnolls are done with it.
Yeah, I might take his skull after they eat it.
Give me a
Yeah,
tooth.
Yeah, I'll just
At
in
least
secret
eat
take that.
one. Okay. I want a tooth.
You're gonna take one of Tutu's teeth.
Yes.
I'm
One
gonna
of the
take his
canines.
skull.
You guys are taking more trophies from a fallen gnoll than like anything else.
Hey, bro,
He's our
Tooth
friend.
Tooth
We want to
was
keep him with
helpful.
us.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is personal now.
We got
He's-
Varric's hand, my boy.
He is potentially
I guess that's
vital
all he
in
did
saving
fine.
the country. He's a national hero, and his remains are relics.
Only his hands because he was a thief.
So, as you each continue across the Stone Arch Bridge and make your way to the middle mountain, finding the path quite easily thanks to Justalin, you cut off perhaps days of your travel. But as you make your way across, nearly halfway across the bridge, the wind becomes much more violent. The temperature drops dramatically. As you're moving along, you can feel yourselves moving at a much, much slower pace. And as you continue on, soon the mountain begins to flatten on a large plateau. As you look above, there's still quite a bit to go. However, there is a nice flat area in the immediate vicinity. Looking about, there's pillars of ice that stretch from the plateau up 30 to 40 foot in the air. They're like trees guiding you along a path. As each of you follow with no other way to go, you eventually come to a fork in the road. At this point, can each of you add your token to the southern point right here of the map? All right. Woo. So with the fork in the road, obviously there's two paths that are possible to take. One to the left and one to the right. Which way do you all go?
Toof toof. You smell anything in one direction or another?
It's dead.
You mean Dead Tooth?
Dead Tooth.
Dead.
That's ironic. They need to change the names.
Tooth Tooth is dead, Dead Tooth is still alive.
Like, what the hell?
God damn.
Can I try to track? Can I try to track? You know.
Yes, of course. As Tooth Tooth or Dead Tooth sniffs into the air, he goes, "I can't smell it. It's too windy." You spot those tracks just ahead, May.
What are they? I should be able to tell how many they are and when they were here.
Seems to be just one, but you're not familiar with the track.
Does it seem like roughly the size of the cat, or no?
No, this is much larger.
Okay. Well, I see some tracks, something very, very large.
Like an ice giant?
Possibly.
Hell yeah. Let's go in that direction.
Let's do it.
We want the smoke. Gotta get that smoke.
We already passed the smoke. Like Dad too said, it's too windy.
Like where we are, I'm figuring we're walking in between these little things. How like I want to be looking up as well to make sure there's nothing up on top of these things.
You don't see anything above. Just the paths keep ascending up the mountain. The path to the right seems to kind of just remain flat till disappearing, wrapping up back around towards the north.
Good deal.
As you make your way up, Crix, following the tracks, you're able to see where they turn towards the right and begin to make their way into a very large cave.
Well, there's a cave over there. These tracks seem to go into it.
Sounds good to me. Do we want to try to draw whatever's out after we get some of the nose kind of set up around?
That sounds like a safe choice.
Try and lead it back into an ambush.
Exactly.
I'm gonna cast a snare spell. I mean, these just seem very large. But if they're not able to, if they're not strong enough to get out of it, it should help.
So maybe we could see if we can.
Well, this will only work if I place it in an area and then it wanders into it. So I say we lure it outside, maybe with one of our dogs.
How many squares do you have on that? Just out of curiosity.
Just 5 feet.
Definitely need some type of bait there.
Well, these things are huge, so it'll probably step in it.
True.
I put this circle on the map, but it's gonna disappear.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try to get it in that. Um, Big Dog, what are your thoughts? What should we do with the nose?
Well, we could probably line up some of them over here along the far edge with bows and have them shoot at whatever comes out that's not us. And even though their aim is bad, I'm sure some of them will hit. I'd like to not endanger any of them with melee at this point. I want to save as many of them for the coming battles.
Agreed.
Like how you said immediately. We will endanger them eventually.
Well, I mean, we're taking them to war. I'm not going to beat around the bush too
I know,
long about it.
terminology though.
But I don't want to waste resources.
Nope. Definitely not.
Okay. So, what's the plan for drawing this thing out?
That's the tricky part.
Should we send just Stalin? He's pretty nimble. Or one of the fast nose.
I don't think we should send a Nolan. I don't think we can trust them to do exactly what we want them to do.
Fair.
Why don't we get spread out where we want to be, I want to be back here so I can shoot. And then we can make some loud noises.
I feel like if we at least get a sneak attack off, it'd be the best option.
Then let's send in a dog.
The dog's just gonna go in there and die.
Alright, well, let's send Nyx. And I like pet her head. And like, she'll follow my commands.
Yes, just tell her to run in and meow really loud.
This is a very bold move. I'm not sure I approve.
It's fucking crazy. I don't know.
What are we doing?
I just want to run in and throw in a fucking Mazel Tov and run out.
A Mazel Tov?
Oh my gosh! I'll go in there and throw
He
rockers
wants
up
to
before I
throw a
send Nyx
party.
in.
Hey, I like Mazel Tov instead of Mazel Tov.
Okay, yeah, throw in a Molotov, but let's do it now. Quickly now.
I mean, I could just go in and try and lure it out. I'm pretty durable. No matter what it is, I can take a hit or two.
If you think you can get out quickly, and I'll come a bit closer for you.
And I do have my shadow,
I
which
was
am
like,
gonna
what about the Shadow Clone Jutsu? That's the safest bet.
Well,
Sneak?
oh wait, no, I do have a trick that'll work for this. I have never used it yet. Okay, so I'm gonna take 10 minutes to concentrate and meditate with my shadow in front of me, and I'm gonna transfer my consciousness into my shadow.
Can it sneak too? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah. It can
Okay.
do pretty much anything, and it can go up to 1,000 feet away from me, my body, and I can maintain control. It still only has 1 hit point, and if it gets hit, my mind gets returned to my body immediately. And my body is helpless while it's in the shadow.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna go tuck myself over here while I'm doing this.
Hope nothing's on the other side.
That's okay. We got Kitty protecting him.
She also 1 hit point away from death.
Who is?
No, Kitty got saved. I healed him.
Yeah, I was about to say. I know they don't have much though.
Alright, I'm trusting you, May. Keep me alive.
I will. I'll protect you.
Crix begins to extend his hand, and then the shadow appears, hand resting upon its shoulder. Then, after a few minutes, Crix goes limp, falling into the snow, and the shadow begins to walk towards the cave.
Okay, everybody prepare.
Crix, as your shadow makes its way into the cave, a bit to your surprise, it's quite well carved out. Ice pillars that extend from the floor all the way to the ceiling. Some of them are even 20, 30 foot in diameter. And along each pillar and along the icy walls, you see torches, each of them lit, but the flames flicker on and off, almost as if someone is controlling them. And then that is when the shadow sees another shadow. This one of a dragon as it's walking across the floor. And you hear the words, "So you finally come." And that's where we'll go ahead and end it for the night.
Ah!
Ah!
Well, that escalated quickly.
It escalated really quickly.
100.
My immediate thought was, I cut my link with my shadow.
Well, when we
Oh.
get into it next time, we'll see what you do.
Yay.
So, unless anything changes, just everyone communicate, keep everyone posted. Next week we'll have off, and then we'll look to pick it up the following week.
That's the plan.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night, and see y'all next time.
Yeah,
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.